I want to talk about Kalen Chudzinski. What do you feel like he's been improving on this season? It seems like he's really started to become more of a component in this offense as of late.
Yeah, I think he offers a different dynamic on the field. As we all can tell by watching his film, he's a good route runner, good pass catcher. He's got good routes. And I think that he adds a lot of that stuff. But I think another thing that he has that a lot of people don't really expect is he can also be in there to block too. So he's in there for doing his in there to do his job just like all the other tight ends. So I think he's doing well. Obviously, like you see.
Louisville's always been a tough opponent to play against. What have you seen from their defense leading up to this matchup, and how do you think you can separate yourself to get some offensive plays going this weekend?
Yeah, they're a good technical team. Like they're coached very well. They play good football. They know what to do. They've been around. They've got a lot of older guys on there, so definitely got to be on our assignments to make sure we're focused and be able to do our job to the best of our ability whenever we're going out there. Like it's such a seasoned team.
You talked about Kalen, but just the freshman class as a whole, what do you see from them in their future?
Yeah, the freshman class as a whole, they've all been doing really well. Even though they're maybe not so much on offense being on the field, but you've seen some of the other guys like Rob Smith, Kalen, obviously, and there's a bunch of freshmen on defense that are better start getting some work in. They're doing really well, for their lack of experience, and I think that it just shows how much courage they have, being ready to go and just doing whatever they can do to help the team.
Was it easy transitioning back to Grayson? You were with him last year a lot too, so, was that an easy transition for the offense?
Yeah, I think it was an easy transition, partly because he was there last season, but another in part is because he never really, stopped, having his work ethic. He was, always a part of the team.
Yeah.
He never, just gave up with, I guess, I'm not playing anymore. He was always there. He was always good vibes, and he was always there to help us get extra work. So it just felt like a really smooth transition when he came back. It's almost like there wasn't, any shift in, it went down or anything.
Right.
He was always there giving his best effort.
Good
When
answer.
you see that, how much of a leadership role does that show when a kid, your age, just says, no, I'm gonna keep working, I'm not gonna give up on it?
Yeah, I think it shows a lot of leadership, and I think it sets a good example for the freshmen on the culture of the team. Just because things might not go exactly your way, obviously the season isn't really going exactly your way, it doesn't mean that life just stops. Anyone in that position could have just been all right, I guess I'm done. But he stuck with it. He clearly showed that he cared for the team, and now he's right back where he was before. And I think that just shows a good character and a good leader for everyone to see, even outside of football, just to keep going.
Jeremiah, in Saturday's game, you drove into the red zone early in the game 3 times and only got field goals. How much was there emphasis this week as far as executing in the red zone and making sure you get into the end zone?
Yeah, that was a huge emphasis. We got to be better whenever we're in the red zone because, even though we got points, clearly field goals aren't what we want, and it's obviously not enough to win the game. We got to get down there. We got to finish the job because once you're going down there just to kick a field goal, that's not enough. You got to go out there, get it done, whatever the play's called, got to execute it.
Another primetime game this weekend on the road. Most people would say this is all about Louisville. Do you kind of like that under the radar aspect of this game?
I don't. Honestly, is for us, it doesn't really matter. Whoever we're going out on there Saturday, we're going out there to play. It doesn't matter who it is. We're just gonna go out there, give our best. We're gonna try to execute our hardest. We gotta obviously make sure we're doing our job clean and smooth, and we got to go out there whatever opponent. They're all faceless opponents. It doesn't matter who's out there. We're just going to go out there and give our best.
There's obviously been a few guys banged up this season. Some are out for the season. Some starters, initial starters at the beginning of the season. With so many guys in the class of 2025, 24 playing, do you almost feel like it's sort of has kind of the energy of a new team?
That's a good question. I think that it can feel like that sometimes, but at the same time, whoever's called up, they're called up to do their job. It doesn't matter if they're a senior, junior, sophomore, whoever they are, you're called up to do your job, so you kind of have to do it. So it does feel like a little bit of team in terms of playing with them, but that's what the point of practice is, so you can get used to playing with each other, get it going, and really build that connection. So that's what we're trying to do out here every week for practice, make sure we're building connection with our guys so we're all on the same page.